Hey everybody, Sneaky Narcotic, back at it again with another YouTube video. Today we're going to go over some more Magic the Gathering Core Set 2020 spoilers. Before we get into it, guys, I would like you to please like, share, and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and I'd greatly appreciate it. So let's get started. First card of the day, Dragon Mage, a 5 generic 2 red creature, dragon, wizard, uncommon. It has flying. Whenever Dragon Mage deals combat damage to a player, each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. Yes, it's huge and strong and breathes fire, but we're smart. Taddeth the Wise last words. Sounds like he has a lot of last words, or maybe that was somebody else yesterday with that Flame Sweep card. But, yeah, this is a Dragon Mage, a Dragon Wizard, and it's weird not to see Niv Mizzet in the slot, you know? The only Dragon Wizard I've ever really known. Unless you count Nicol Bolas for some freaking reason. But anyways, as far as the card, this probably will see play more in Commander as, like, a consistent wheel for maybe a Nekasar deck or something like that. It does have it has a dragon body, 5/5, with flying is normally what dragons are. So, yeah. Leyline of Combustion. So, yesterday I talked about this. They are bringing back the Leylines. I believe today's video will go over 3 of them. But yeah, they brought back, or actually this is a new Leyline that they created. I believe Leyline of Combustion is 2 generic, 2 red mana. Enchantment, rare. If Leyline of Combustion is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Whenever you end or at least one permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, Leyline of Combustion deals 2 damage to that player. So, Leyline of Combustion is pretty, it's kind of like an anti... Let's see, let's read it one more time. Whenever you end or at least one permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability. Yeah, so it's kind of like an anti-control. It kind of... And I say kind of because control will still find a way around Leyline of Combustion, but also it's kind of like a mono red hate, because mono red is constantly targeting you or a permanent you control. So this will be an interesting card to see. I believe it will be some money. Like, we were talking about Leylines, me and Zach, earlier today. The Leylines, when they first came out, or the Leyline of the Void is the one we were talking about. It was a $15 card. It went up to $40, went down to $30, and went back up to $40 per Leyline of the Void, which you'll see later. That's actually a card that got spoiled today. So, next card, Goblin Ringleader. 3 generic, 1 red creature goblin, uncommon. It has haste. When Goblin Ringleader enters the battlefield, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all goblin cards revealed this way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. It is a 2/2. So what I like about this card is that goblins, red in general just hasn't had a lot of support for drawing. Of course, in actual standard right now, you have risk factor primarily and light up the stage that I've seen for semi-drawing, I guess, semi. But this is actually going to draw you some goblins. If you're playing Goblin Tribal, this could potentially, if you reveal the top 4 cards and they're all 4 goblins, put them right into your hand, So I like this card also because Goblin Tribal, when it first came out, back when Trashmaster came out to kind of make it a tribe, it didn't have a lot of support that was worth a darn. And this card to me makes it actually worth a darn. So We'll see. Silverback Shaman. 3 generic, 2 green, creature, ape, shaman. That's interesting. It's a common, has trample. When Silverback Shaman dies, draw a card. Alright, cool. The apes of Yavimaya draw strength from the spirits of their ancestors, and it is a 5/4 for 5 with trample. That also draws you a card. Like, as a common, this is probably a good card. I don't know if it's necessarily a top end because green a green top end being 5/4 is not that great, but if you're looking to play sealed or draft, then this will probably be a good card to pull if you're wanting to stay in the colors of green. I don't think it will be the best card to pull, but it looks pretty decent. Planar Cleansing. Now, this card did not come in English, so for all my English translations, I go to MTG Goldfish Translations. They do all the translating for basically the same day these comes out. Magic the Gathering Goldfish, MTG Goldfish, does all the translations. So for every picture that you see with MTG Goldfish translation, please understand that comes from the website itself. I just copy and pasted the pictures into this PowerPoint for y'all's understanding, I guess. I wanted to say that just in case one of you in the comment sections, it's MTG Goldfish, you're cheating. No, they put this on their website. They are considered a spoiler website, so not really cheating, in my opinion. Anyways, Planar Cleansing, 3 generic, 3 white, destroy all non-land permanents. It is a rare, and it is a sorcery. So, I like this card. It's just a big old board wipe for 6 mana in white. The only thing, of course, and you can't always ask for everything in a big board wipe. It kills your stuff too, unless your stuff has indestructible, which most cases they don't. But I do think this card will be seeing play in Standard. I know for a fact that this card will see play in Commander. I know for a fact. So yeah, I think buy 4 copies. Why not? Veil of Summer, 1 green mana instant uncommon. Draw a card if an opponent has cast a blue or black spell this turn. Spells you control can't be countered this turn. You impermanents you control gain hexproof from blue and from black until end of turn. So this card is pretty cool. They're continuing their cycle of color hate. In this particular one, blue and black color hate. So yeah, this card's really ridiculous and will probably see a lot of play just in general, but mainly in the sideboards, because giving yourself hexproof from blue and black until end of turn is pretty good. Drawing a card is pretty good. Yeah, all that's pretty good. Now, if you read here, let me get my mouse so you guys can't see me just pointing. If you read how this card is supposed to be designed, is every period is a new effect. So draw a card if an opponent has cast a blue or black spell. So you rely on them casting a blue or black spell for this point. Then the next point that doesn't rely on there being any blue or black, spells you control can't be countered this turn. So just in general, spells can't be countered this turn. That's pretty good. Granted, there's only counter spells in blue, so it's still basically just blue hate, and I love it. Leyline of the Void. This was the card I was talking about earlier. 2 generic, 2 black enchantment, rare. If Leyline of the Void is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it onto the battlefield. Cool. If a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So yeah, I would say that Golgari is probably going to get hated out of the Standard format right now. I hate to say that, because I kind of like Golgari, as a whole. But, yeah, it's just going to get hated out. I wonder why, didn't say I was a pro at PowerPoint, just said I could use it. Blightbeetle, 1 generic, 1 black creature, insect. Ooh, for a second there I thought I saw infect, that would have been bad. It is an uncommon, protection from green. This creature can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything green. That includes yourself. So don't put this in the Golgari deck, guys, I guess. Creatures your opponents control can't have +1/+1 counters put on them. Leaf and soul alike wither at its touch. And it's a 1/1 for 2, with protection from green. So this card this card will see play. Like, the whole protection from green, just hating on colors in general is just ridiculous right now. I like it. I mean, as a theme for Core Set 2020, that's a pretty cool theme. The thing that I wish... I don't know if it will see use, but it's nice that they put the little creatures your opponents control can't have +1/+1 counters put on them. It's basically an adapt hate on a little tiny insect beetle. Uncaged Fury, another translated card. Thanks, MTG Goldfish. 2 generic, 1 red, instant uncommon. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains double strike until end of turn. Ooh, double strike, guys. Double strike is super good. So this card, of course, again, sealed. Anytime you see any, I always call them hat tricks, but they're like battle tricks, I guess, where they just buff your creature until end of turn. That's going to be seen a lot in sealed in draft, and for good reasons. It works. You know, just all of a sudden killing your opponent's creature, punishing him for blocking, or getting that last bit of damage. This relatively does, at base, it does, let's see, if you put a 1/1, if you have a 1/1 creature and you put +1/+1 and double strike, then that adds 3 extra damage to your little 1/1. So it goes exponentially up from there, but this card's really good for sealed in draft. Oh man, almost the card of the day right here, and this only because my buddy Zach. Shout out to Zach, aka Blackout. Voracious Hydra. It is an X-cost green and green creature Hydra rare trample. Voracious Hydra enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Pretty normal for Hydra. When Voracious Hydra enters the battlefield, choose one. Double the number of +1/+1 counters on Voracious Hydra, or Voracious Hydra fights target creature you don't control. So, it's also base a 0 and a 1. That's pretty cool. I like that. So, I like that is basically what you would see in Gruul. You know, +1/+1, or fight creature. I like that. It kind of brings a control feel to mono green. So there's also that. Without having just to straight up play cards that say your creature fights target creature, or your creature does damage to target creature like we have. This could take a slot away from that. So anyways. Goblin Tangler. 1 generic, 1 red. Again, MTG Goldfish, thank you so much. Creature Goblin, common. If you pay 1 red, Goblin Tangler gains flying until end of turn. Activate this ability only if you control a creature with flying. When I open my mouth, I can catch flying bugs. I swear people buy goblins just for their flavor text sometimes. This is alright. I could see this in like maybe a Boros Goblins deck, and you flash in, or you splash in cards like Healer Hawk and maybe a Spirit or 2. Yeah, I could see it. Some Afterlife maybe. Reckless Airstrike. 1 red mana. It is a sorcery and it is a common. Choose one. Reckless Airstrike deals 3 damage to target creature with flying, or destroy target artifact. I just had a great idea. It's a common. Not too much to say about it. I do love the artwork. Something Casper. Janked Casper? Jackie Casper? Something like that. Good job. I like your artwork. Demolishing Digger. Goblins is getting a lot today, I think. 2 generic, 1 red, creature goblin. It is an uncommon. 3 generic in tap it, sacrifice an artifact or land. Oh god, draw a card. Oh, that's terrible. That's pretty awful, guys. Sacrifice an artifact or land, draw a card. I love digging stuff up. When I'm digging up stuff, I find things that remind me how much I love digging stuff up. And it is a 3/2. So, I don't even know where this would go. Maybe in like a treasure deck. Because it would be a consistent treasure cove. You know, you would get treasures from maybe Captain Lenary Storm or something like that, and then you would be able to consistently sacrifice at the end of your opponent's end step, just to keep Demolishing Digger up for whatever, you know? That's my thought process when I see this card. Ember Hauler. So I heard that this was a reprint. I'm not too sure. Again, some of these cards are supposedly reprints, and I do not know. I've been around since basically Shadows of Innistrad. That's when I really started playing this game and getting into the actual cards themselves. So I don't know older cards than that. So anyways, Ember Hauler, 2 red mana, creature, goblin, uncommon. Pay 1, sacrifice Ember Hauler. It deals 2 damage to any target. So this is kind of like that. Oh, and why can't I think of it? It's the dumb 1 red mana goblin that has haste, and you can tap it to ping 1 damage to anything. Goblin... Man, it was a pirate goblin. Anyways, not every job in the goblin army is glamorous. Actually, no job in the goblin army is glamorous. Pretty fair, pretty fair. Blessed Cleric, 2 white mana, creature, human, cleric, and it is a rare. Whenever an angel enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. This is extremely good. When an angel you control dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Oh my god, Angel Tribal might be good. This is a 2-drop for the Angel Tribe, and then there's a 3-drop. I think there's, yeah, that new 3-drop from this, the Angel of Vitality, I want to say. So yeah, Angels is getting some good stuff, and it's a 1/4 for 2. Oh man, mono red, kiss your butt goodbye. In the name of angels, the light carries on as long as darkness won't rest, the battle won't be over. That's pretty cool. I'm actually going to have to, if you guys watch my MTGA, I don't play Angels, and I'm going to have to start getting Angel cards so that we can see some Angel Tribal over the summer. Before whatever the new set's going to be. Starfield Mystic, 1 generic, 1 white, creature, human, cleric, and it is a rare. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Starfield Mystic. The Realm of the Gods opens before me, and it is a 2/2. So, if you're playing like Voltron, which, for those that don't know, Voltron is where you beef up 1 creature to just become your ultimate Voltron god. I feel like this card would be good for that, because then that's when that second part, whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you can put auras on a creature, and once that creature dies, all your auras go into the graveyard, you get a +1/+1 counter on Starfield Mystic, so you kind of make them bigger that way. The thing that I really enjoy from this is that you cast... enchantments you cast cost 1 less to cast, and there's this... Satyr Enchanter, I want to say is the name of it right now. It's a white-green card that I think when you play an enchantment, you draw a card. So this might make Enchantress come back, or Enchanters, or however you call that archetype. It might make it come back and be really fun to play again. There was, for a very short time, a blue-red Enchanters deck with Valduck, I want to say. And that other creature in red I can't think of. Anyways, oh god. This is like the opposite of the card of the day. If I had to choose a card to like tear up every single one of them, this is it. So here we go, guys. Rule of Law, 2 generic, 1 white, enchantment, and it is an uncommon. Each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. This card sucks. The law is meant to ensure that people kill each other with only the utmost fairness. Yeah, no. This card says, hey, let's slow the game down. Let's slow the game down entirely. This card will really kill a lot. It honestly kills a lot of the standard staples right now. Like, as far as decks go, the standard decks that do really well right now, mono red, Esper Control, the infinite combo with Rouse Zarek, because you can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. That kills the combo. So this enchantment will make people want to play, will make sure that people play Enchantment Hate in their deck somewhere. And with Thrashing Brontodon being reprinted, so guess enchantments will get some beef very shortly and some buff. Flood of Tears. This card, by the way, before I really get into it, if you look, it's in the flavor text. I have wept such a torrent as to scour the land clean, and it's Mu Yang Ling. With jeez, man, I forget her partner's name. Maui. I remember Maui, but I don't remember his owner. Anyways, this is the second of the World Tour Planeswalkers that were only allowed in standard for Japan, or for Asia in general, I think, not just Japan. But this card makes me and Zach think that we'll get this card, get Mu Yang Ling actually printed in the set. So just keep an eye out. Mu Yang Ling might come into the set. So Flood of Tears, 4 generic, 2 blue mana, sorcery, and it is a rare. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand. If you return 4 or more non-token permanents you control this way, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. I have wept such a torrent as to scour the land. Mu Yang Ling. So, I really like this card as a board clear. You know, I think that's the same mana cost as River's Rebuke, which makes it better. Although I think River's Rebuke actually doesn't target you, but just your opponent. So maybe I might be wrong about this being better. But anyways, I do like that whole, you clear the board and then you put something on the board that's yours. If you don't have 4 things on the field by turn 6, then you might as well not have anything on the board. Now this, again, will not match up against mono red, because, you know, you're going to bounce their Virushina Pyromancers, their get you Lava Runners, cards that don't really care if they get bounced, and that's the reason why Unsummon won't work on them either. So anyways, Punishing Wand. This card is useless in standard. 3 generic, instant. No, that's not right. It's not an instant. It's an artifact. Yeah, it's an artifact. Okay. Good job, Goldfish. Yeah, good job. It is a artifact. It's an uncommon artifact, and it has where you can pay 3 generic and tap it. Punishing Wand deals 1 damage to any target. When Punishing Wand is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to any target. Its last charge is the most powerful. Sergiz Ha's Artificer. So, this card to me, yeah, you might find some broken combo in like Modern or Legacy. Probably Legacy, if anything. I don't know if Commander will necessarily have some broken combo for this, but Standard definitely doesn't. And as far as I know, Standard does not. The only type of combo you can do with this is have Kaora out and untap it. And then you still have to pay 6 mana and tap it twice to deal 2 damage to any target. Ooh, you're killing it, bud. Loaming Shaman. 2 generic, 1 green. Again, thank you, Goldfish. This one looks right. Creature, Centaur Shaman, uncommon. When Loaming Shaman enters the battlefield, target player shuffles any number of target cards from their graveyard into their library. And then it is a 3-2. So this will kill Golgari as well, since it's target player instead of just you. Although this will help you with recursion. With, like, Tameo decks, sometimes. So that way you don't just mill yourself out. It's kind of, in fact, it is. It's a clear the mind with a body. That's exactly what it is. Clear the mind's 3 mana, and you shuffle your graveyard into your library and draw a card. This, instead of shuffling in, or instead of drawing a card, you put a body down. So I like this. Target player shuffles any number of target cards from their graveyard. Yeah, I like this. And then even better, because then you can choose not to shuffle the useless cards that you don't want in your library anyways, that won't help you right now. So yeah, that's a pretty good card. Oh man, The card of the day, right here. This is the card of the day. Golos Tireless Pilgrim. It is 5 generic mana, legendary artifact creature scout. It is a rare. When Golos Tireless Pilgrim enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. You can pay 2 generic mana, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red, and 1 green. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You can play them this turn without paying their mana cost. And it is a 3/5. So 3/5 for 5, whatever. It brings the land down, which is pretty good. You know, a little bit of a ramp. It freaking plays you spells for free. You know, Warburg and 2 generic. Really not going to be that hard. This actually is going to become my next commander to build around. From this set, I always pick like 1 legendary creature from each set. It was going to be Renee from yesterday's video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's the spoilers that came out yesterday. This is the spoilers that came out from today. But anyways, this will be my commander to make. For those that don't know how commander works, if in the flavor text you see any colors, then you can add those colors to your deck. So this will be a 5-color commander deck. All around. Ramp, and then big stuff. So that's exactly what I'll be playing. In fact, it literally could just be Eldrazi's. That's exactly what it could be. It could be Eldrazi's, play tricolor lands, play some cards from Lord Windgrace to get creatures out. In fact, you can put Lord Windgrace in it because it's a 5 freaking color deck. Yeah, this is ridiculous. It synergizes with Amanatu because Amanatu can put cards on top so you know what you're about to put on the battlefield. It's a little ridiculous, guys. This card could be insane in the right deck. As far as standard, I don't really see you doing Warburg in standard right now. Maybe like a Gates deck. That's really the only 5-color deck I know of right now. But maybe we'll get something else. Maybe a 5-color Leyline deck. That'd be pretty cool, right? So, anyways. Yes, a new creature, new print of an old creature. Kaalia, Zenith Seeker. 1 red, 1 white, 1 black, legendary creature, human cleric. It is a mythic rare. It's a 3-drop, 3/3, flying vigilance. When Kaalia, Zenith Seeker enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an angel card, a demon card, or a dragon card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So, in standard-wise, you can see this card probably played in Angel Tribal. I don't really think there's Demon Tribal. Okay. Period, you can see this in a Angel, Demons, and Dragons Tribal. Either together or separately, doesn't matter. It's there. It's a 3/3 flying and vigilance. That's pretty good for 3. With us having the Buddy lands and the Shock lands right now, 3 different mana is not that hard to make, you know. And I feel like we'll get more support with the next rotation. We'll probably still be able to play these types of cards, I feel. As for a commander, this is really cool to play around. It kind of synergizes Rakdos. Granted, Rakdos still has a chance to... Rakdos the Showstopper, in case there's another Rakdos out there, has a chance of killing it, but it still helps you find Rakdos and other demons if you want to make Demon Tribal. So, yeah, there's a lot of things about Kaalia that makes me excited. She was my top 3 cards today, really. Truly. Loyal Pegasus, which is 1 white mana creature Pegasus. It is an uncommon, flying Loyal Pegasus, can't attack or block alone. Even if I should die in the saddle, she will not let me fall to the ground. Hypatia of the Winged Horse, and it is a 2/1 flying. I thought this was printed last set, but maybe I'm wrong. I thought there was a Loyal Pegasus last set. Maybe it was like a Loyal Unicorn. I don't know. Convolute. This is a reprint, I know for a fact. 2 generic, 1 blue, instant, and it is a common. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 4 generic mana. Let's see how badly you want what you came for. So I hate that they reprinted the actual, art. I think the art isn't the best. What I really wish is for it. It's a cancel, but a cancel that an opponent can get out of. With that whole unless they pay for generic mana, and of course most of the time nobody can afford for generic mana. But I would say this is going to see really big play in sealed and draft. Sealed and draft. Convolute, pick them out. Overgrowth Elemental. 2 generic and 1 green creature elemental. It is an uncommon. When Overgrowth Elemental enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 on another target elemental you control. Whenever another creature you control dies, you gain 1 life. If that creature was an elemental, put a +1/+1 counter on Overgrowth Elemental. And it is a 3/2. Elemental is still getting tribe. It's looking pretty good. Like, it looks almost like Slivers, where they kind of throw everything in there and then hope. Well, with the Slivers, it's no hoping, but hope that everything works. With Slivers, everything does work. Just saying. Growth Cycle. 1 generic, 1 green, instant. Common. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. It gets an additional +2/+2 until end of turn for each card named Growth Cycle in the graveyard. Shed your Faded Husk. Emerge sleeker and stronger. Tyrus Fauna Shaman. This card's really good. Like, if you put this in a trample creature and you continue to get more than 1 growth cycle, this could be really super good. So, I like it. I do. Again, draft, sealed. Anytime you see a combat trick, it's played. A new land. Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead enters the battlefield tapped. Tap it, add a generic mana. Whatever, right? When Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So, this is really going to be seen in, like, more of a land deck. Gates, Buddy Lands, any tricolor deck can play Field of the Dead relatively all the time, because that whole 7 lands, including this, with different names, is not hard once you have 3 colors. I think where this is going to shine is either in a landfall deck or in Commander. It's definitely really good with One Grace, because One Grace pulls out more than 1 land per turn, and definitely plays more than 1 named land, or more than 7 named lands in the deck. Anyways, Lord Windgrace is going to love this card, and I feel like Landfall will too. Barkhide Troll. 2 green mana creature troll. Uncommon. Barkhide Troll enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. Pay 1 generic mana, remove a +1/+1 counter from Barkhide Troll. Barkhide Troll gains hexproof until end of turn. It's a 2/2 for 2. That can protect itself sometimes. Hanged Executioner. This card looks really cool. So, 2 generic, 1 white, creature, spirit, rare, flying. When Hanged Executioner enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Pay 3 generic and 1 white. Exile Hanged Executioner. Exile target creature. That's pretty good. That's a sword to plowshare on a body, basically. I mean, not mana cost wise, but you can at instant speed exile target creature. That's pretty good. 2 generic and 1 white mana for 2 flyers that are 1/1s, 2 1/1 flyers. That's pretty decent. I feel like there's a sorcery that does the same thing. So, yeah, I think this card, I like this card. I do. For mono white, yeah. My most anticipated card of the day, Leyline of Anticipation. 2 generic, 2 blue mana, enchantment, rare. If Leyline of Anticipation is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. You may cast spells as though they had flash. Love it, love it, love it. That means that you can play sorceries. Oh, something I wanted to mention with the new ley lines, especially, there is a new ruling coming out with Core Set 2020, and I feel like I've gone over this before, but I'll go over it again. The London Mulligan is coming, guys, and with that, the ley lines will get very buffed, because instead of, drawing 7 cards, not liking your initial 7 cards, and drawing 6 cards, not liking your initial 6 cards, and going down draws, you now instead can draw 7 cards. Say, I don't like the first 7 cards. It didn't have a Leyline of Anticipation in it, right? Draw the next, shuffle, of course, and then draw 7 cards again, and then I don't like that, because it doesn't have a Leyline of Anticipation. This gives you multiple chance to draw 7 cards, and with you playing 4 copies of a Leyline, it's going to happen, guys. You're going to see ley lines be consistently able to be in the opening hand. And that's just insane, in my opinion. So don't forget that. London Mulligan roll is coming for Core Set 2020. I expect a major update on MTGA because it literally messes with with how the game works. So anyways. Pacifism. I believe this is a reprint, and it's one of my favorite cards. 1 generic, 1 white enchantment, or a common enchantment, enchanted creature, can't attack or block. Can't a fella get a moment of peace around here? This card's pretty cool. A 2-drop, your creature does nothing now. Unless it has abilities, but your creature can't block, your creature can't attack. You can put this on their big dummy that's blocking you and just say, ha ha, big dummy, I'll walk around you. Pulse of Murasa. 2 generic, 1 green, instant, uncommon, return target creature or land card from a graveyard to its owner's hand. Then you gain 6 freaking life. This is a 3-drop, gain 6 life, basically draw a card if you're targeting yourself. Little flower twirl and bloom arise from your rocky tomb. Little warrior / and brawl be born again to free us all. Oh, it's a nursery rhyme. I'm gonna say it again. Little flower twirl and bloom arise from your rocky tomb. Little warrior / and brawl be born again to free us all. This will see playing like a Tameo deck, I believe. But it's a good card. I love it. It's super good. Almost considered rare in my opinion. Yeah. Dungeon Geist. 2 generic, 2 blue, creature spirit, rare. I believe again that this might be a reprint. I'm really not sure, but I feel like I've seen this card before. Flying, when Dungeon Geist enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Dungeon Geist. And it's a 3/3. So, this is the really cool thing. You could put a Dungeon Geist down, put another Dungeon Geist down, then bounce a Dungeon Geist, and because you still control a Dungeon Geist, you will have 3 creatures that will be tapped. I wish I could explain this better. But basically, Dungeon Geist could be broken for a lot of things. Siren Ruse could see play in a Dungeon Geist deck, which I'm surprised it hasn't seen play in a Philippith deck, but whatever. Unchained Berserker. I love the realism in this card. This actually looks like a real person almost. Love it. It is a 1 generic, 1 red creature human berserker. It's an uncommon. Protection from freaking white. That's cool. This creature can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything white. Unchained Berserker gets +2/+0 as long as it's attacking. So that reminds me of like oh man, what was the vampire that you could give indestructible and it became a 3/1 when you attacked? Anyways, Sethros turned his restraints to revenge. Oh, that's Sethros? Anyways, Legion's End, guys, is going to be our... Oh, not our last card. We have one more, sorry. 1 generic, 1 black, sorcery, rare. Exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 2 or less, and all other creatures that player controls with the same name as that creature. Then that player reveals their hand and exiles all cards with the same name from their hand in graveyard. With a single word, they were unmade. Crimea, Siege of the Bone Spire. So this card's like when you're trying to find that one card you don't want to see, one creature, I guess, that you don't want to see, and if its converted mana cost is 2 or less, then I guess that's where this would see play. Honestly, I'd rather use this on a token deck, because if they're making a bunch of, let's say, 1/1 soldiers, and the name soldiers, and the CMC of a token is 0, which is less than 2, in case you're not following along, then it kills all the soldiers on the battlefield. So that's what I think. I like Legions in to actually kill a legion of soldiers. Bone Splinters. This card is definitely a reprint. It is a 1 black mana sorcery common. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, destroy target creature. I will make your bones into a weapon that will lay even the mighty low. Modris of Zargoth Finn. This card is going to be played. It will be. Last time Bone Splinters was in Standard, I saw it played a lot. As far as how good it will be, it's going to be seen more in an Aristocrats deck, I believe, where you can get your creature back. It's not really that much of a sacrifice. As far as sealed in draft, this card will be the number 1 control card to draft in Standard, or in 2020. It will be the number 1 card to draft because it can kill any target creature. Granted, there are creatures that will get protection from black, it looks like, but it will be able to kill so many things for such little cost. Again, 1 black mana and a creature. Yeah, this card will be pretty good. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And this is Sneaky Narcotic, signing off.